Morning guys, David here again, this time in Brisbane, and just wanted to talk to you a little bit this morning about values. What are values? You've probably heard of them before, that you value this or you value that. Well, values are a filter in the mind, and they are what's really important to us. So when something's really important to us, we'll do it, generally do it pretty easy. Well, what's really hard is and to get motivated is when things are not as important to us, and we can find this out through values. Now, the interesting thing about values is that they drive all human behaviour, and this is where lots of motivations come from. So when we're looking to find motivation within a context, we can find out what the values are. The other thing about values is that this is the way we judge our right and wrong. How many times have you done something and you then think about it after and you say, oh, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have said that. That's us not aligned with our values, so we judge ourselves or even somebody else. Now, the interesting thing is when you think about certain contexts, whether it's a relationship or your job, your career, or something that's important, when you know how to elicit your own values, you can start to see where you're not really achieving. So once you start to see those little holes or those gaps or those cracks appearing, you can start to put your energy and your effort and your focus into those areas and start to work harder in those areas to make it work, for instance. So it's quite simple to find your values. All you need to do is find a context like relationships, business, career, sport, whatever, and ask yourself what's important to you. Now, when you say what's important to you about your career, what's important to you about your success, now, when you ask that question, two things are going to come out of it. Either one, a belief, or two, a value. Now, if it's a story and long-winded, it's generally going to be a belief. And if it's just very simple, like freedom or growth or significance or achievement or success or money, things like that where they're very simple and one-worded or a couple of words, that's your values. So if you've hit a belief and it's long-winded and it goes on and says, well, what's important to me is like this and that and this and that, then generally you've hit a belief and you need to chunk up. You need to chunk up a little one level. You need to say to yourself, when you get that, what will that do for you? Or what will that give you? And the answer to that will be a value. So guys, look into your values, because values are really what's important to us. If our values aren't met in your career, in your relationship, in your life, for instance, you'll check out. You'll check out. If there's holes in your relationship and your values aren't being met, that relationship isn't going to last too long. If there's holes in your business, or if you work in a job and you value challenge and you're not being challenged, you're going to walk. So look at your values, what's important to you, and you'll start to find holes, and then you can start to plug them up or start to work harder in those areas to find more success. Until next time, checking out. Stay true to yourself. David here from Quantum Training. Have a good week.